Hello people! Today, I will reveal the world's top 5 most terrifying historical figures. From Vlad the Impaler to Jack the Ripper, meet 5 of history's creepiest figures. So stay tuned until the end of this video, hope you enjoy. Number 5. Jack the Ripper. In 1888, London's Whitechapel district was gripped by reports of a vicious serial killer stalking the city streets. The unidentified madman was known to lure prostitutes into darkened squares and side streets before slitting their throats and sadistically mutilating their bodies with a carving knife. Between August and November, 5 streetwalkers were found butchered in the downtrodden East End district, sparking a media frenzy and citywide manhunt. While he was originally known simply as the Whitechapel Murderer, the killer soon earned a chilling new moniker, Jack the Ripper. Without modern forensic techniques, the Victorian police were at a loss in investigating the Ripper's heinous crimes. Eyewitness testimonies were often contradictory, and after taking his final victim on November 9, the killer seemed to disappear like a ghost. The case was finally closed in 1892, but Jack the Ripper has remained an enduring source of fascination. The most popular theories suggest that the killer's understanding of anatomy and vivisection means he was possibly a butcher or a surgeon. Over 100 possible suspects have been proposed, and the term Ripperology has even been coined to describe the extensive study the case receives. Number 4. Elizabeth Bathory. Often called the Blood Countess, Elizabeth Bathory was a Hungarian noblewoman who is widely considered to be history's most deranged female serial killer. Throughout the late 16th and early 17th centuries, Bathory reportedly lured young peasants to her castle with promises of high-paying jobs as servants. Once trapped in the citadel, these victims were subject to unspeakable tortures. Some were beaten or stabbed with needles, while others were stripped naked and left to freeze in the snow. According to legend, Bathory even bathed in the blood of her virgin victims, believing it would keep her skin radiant and youthful. Number 3. H. Holmes. Born Herman W. Mudgett, the notorious serial killer. Holmes spent his early career as an insurance scammer before moving to Illinois in advance of the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. It was there that Holmes built what he referred to as his castle, a 3-story inn that he secretly turned into a macabre torture chamber. Some rooms were equipped with hidden peepholes, gas lines, trapdoors, and soundproof padding, while others featured secret passages, ladders, and hallways that led to dead ends. There was also a grease chute that led to the basement, where Holmes had installed a surgical table, a furnace, and even a medieval rack. Number 2. Rasputin. Much of Grigory Rasputin's life is shrouded in myth, but history paints a picture of a mad monk who steered Russia toward chaos. Rasputin began his career as a populist holy man and was known to preach a religious doctrine arguing that true salvation was only possible through indulgence in sin. His reputation as a faith healer eventually saw him summoned to the court of Tsar Nicholas II, where he ingratiated himself to Tsarina Alexandra Fyodorovna after helping her hemophiliac son recover from an injury. By 1911, Rasputin had secured himself a place as the Tsarina's closest advisor. He then began using his influence to appoint incompetent and crooked officials, while also indulging in drink and perverse sexual appetites. Before we reveal the number 1, don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Number 1. Vlad the Impaler. Vlad III Dracula, better known by the gruesome moniker Vlad the Impaler, was a 15th century ruler of Wallachia, now part of Romania, who became notorious for his rampant use of torture, mutilation, and mass murder. Vlad's military exploits saw him praised by many as a hero, but his unmatched cruelty and penchant for barbaric executions often against his own people contributed to his reputation as one of history's most cold-blooded leaders. Vlad's victims were supposedly killed through unspeakable means, including disembowelment, beheading, and even being skinned or boiled alive. Still, His preferred method was impalement, a grisly process in which the victim had a wooden stake slowly driven through their body before being left to die of exposure. After one famous military victory against the advancing Ottoman Turks, Vlad supposedly had around 20,000 men impaled on the banks of the Danube. When the second wave of invaders arrived, they are said to have immediately retreated upon seeing the grotesque forest of corpses. According to some accounts, Vlad enjoyed dining among the thousands of impaled bodies, and would even dip his bread into the blood of his victims. This bizarre practice, along with the name Dracula and Vlad's birthplace of Transylvania, would later partly inspire the vampire in Bram Stoker's 1897 novel, Dracula. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.